Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Convention with the Weekly Comic Book Roundup. We're getting close to the home stretch. We're about in the home stretch now, so let's keep on trucking. Kicking things off with Daredevil #7. Where we left off, Elektra had seemingly killed the president, and well, though the president was apparently under the control of the Hand, and things were definitely tensions were definitely rising between with the Hand preparing for battle and the Fist also preparing for battle. So we get a brief recap of things. The Punisher is a one-man army in a war on crime. Been recruited by the Hand to be his new leader, and now he has his own army behind him. Daredevil's been informed that one of them, either him or Elektra, is supposed to die in battle at Yusihara. Daredevil is really sort of as a trap. But Matt's going out to help people and suggests Elektra do the same. So, Charlotte, North Carolina. Daredevil and some of the supervillains he busted out are there, and apparently they're at an apartment building has been bought by a company. Everyone's been evicted on manufactured lease violations. Cops are there to evacuate everyone, but Daredevil leads the charge and has the others also on various floors do the same. They stop the cops from using excessive force to evict people, and Daredevil realizes there are bombs in the building. He lets Speed Demon know, and as soon as as quickly as he lists them off, he gets them. But there's still one he missed on the roof. Two officers are up on the roof trying to bring a little girl in, but Speed Demon said they're not fast enough, didn't get up there fast enough, and the bomb goes off. Neither of the cops or the girl are harmed, but the girl does get knocked off the roof by the shockwave of the explosion. But she's caught by Stiltman. And the police are served with a court injunction delaying the evictions due to new evidence. And Daredevil and those with him go to see the CEO of the company that bought the building and basically tell him that, he's done, and no more evictions, no more pushing people into the streets. But Bullet's still not entirely sold and wants. He understands breaking the cycle, and he wants to break that cycle. But the thing is, it's his kid that makes him want to stay on the straight and narrow. That makes him believe he can do good. So Bullet's sent out, but he's given a gem if he needs to contact the Hand, or the Fist. He can. Back on the Fist Island, Elektra's training with Agony, and they've hit a bit of a breakthrough where she's able to focus the majority of the symbiote into a blade, rather than Not so much just a blade from say her arm, but rather the entirety of the symbiote going from her, over her whole body to just her arm, her lower arms, and forming a blade. Apparently, the Book of the Fist is active, and it's writing itself, and Matt can read it. Doesn't like the fact that his entire life seems to be in there, but Bullet gets a hold of him. Apparently, the Hand has kidnapped Bullet's son, and Daredevil, Matt and Elektra are told basically to go to Usahara. Everyone's gathered together, and Daredevil makes it clear that, yeah, they're not ready, but they're the child. The Punisher tells Aka to keep the child safe. The child didn't choose his father. But the Hand is ready for the arrival of the Fist. That is where the issue ends. This run on Daredevil, as well as Jason Aaron's current run on Punisher, just hell of a story. Moving on to our next book, we've got Ghost Rider number 10. Where we left off, whatever the corruption going around, or the mystical corruption going around is, as soon as you get to Talia, while her and Ghost Rider were in Chicago. And Ghost Rider's carving his way through the various demons working the old stockyards. And he puts in the work. Blackheart, however, is working on expanding his influence. A senator visits her dentist for a filling. Tells her security to wait in the lobby. She'll be fine, though the dentist appears to have the creature much like Johnny had inside of him, which joins the senator. The Cardinal of New York is also taken over. CEO of a wealth management company is taken over as well. More and more corruption is put out by Blackheart and his minions when Zebediah arrives. But Zebediah and one of his allies take on Blackheart, while Ghost Rider goes to face Exhaust, and hopefully save Talia Warroad. But Johnny takes control and is able to get through to Talia, and the two of them manage to take down Exhaust. And they head to Devil's Backbone, where Blackheart, seemingly about to deal a death blow to Zebediah, but instead flings it at Ghost Rider, who manages to catch it and just kind of crush it like glass. And Johnny points out that everything has a shadow, even the country. That's why him, Zebediah, and Talia are there. Talia's let go from the FBI, or at least put on suspension. Um, they're planning to go to Georgia to follow up on something. Meanwhile, a scientist is seemingly dissecting people, creatures, and gets a call and has a test subject that's being put through some things. Danny Ketch. What he's being put through looks to be similar to what Logan was put through in the old Weapon X days, right down to recording devices hanging from his waist, or from, well, the waistband of the shorts he's wearing. And that is where the issue ends. Yeah, I'm digging this curve on Ghost Rider. They are doing a bang-up job, and I'm here for it. I'm glad that Danny's coming in finally. I've been waiting for that. Looks like we're going to have yet another Danny versus Johnny bit, though this time it'll be in a book fronted by Johnny instead of Danny. So, moving on, though, to our next book, we've got Moon Knight, number 19. Where we left off, Moon Knight had killed Tudor, and as well as a decent number of the vampires that came to hear his piece, and sent a Renfield back to Dracula. Basically spread the word throughout the vampire nations that, yeah, New York is off limits. That's Moon Knight's territory. Anyway, so seems that Dr. Plesko and Zodiac are continuing to meet up, with Zodiac explaining that it's said that there are only two American art forms, jazz and comic books, and there are arguments to be made that the Japanese have beaten America at both. Plesko asks if that bothers Zodiac, but it really doesn't. But he explains that they're onto something better than either jazz or comic books now. Supervillainy. That's an art, which is an art form Zodiac can get behind. Meanwhile, Moon Knight and Hunter's Moon are headed to Subterranea. They got a call, and turns out Zodiac knows who. Zodiac makes his case about there being a broad psychopathy in the American character. Though it is pointed out that, about Plesko, that, okay, if supervillainy is an American art form, then, what about Doctor Doom? And, well, his thought, Zodiac starts so that Doom's all hot air, sizzle, no steak. Plays the tortured monarch, but it's all just so Euro, practiced, and passé. Saying that, adding that, forget Doom. Carnage knows how to party. But, like I said, Hunter's Moon and Moon Knight are headed to Subterranea. And it turns out that Plesko used to run with Mark Spector and Frenchie back in the day. And turns out a Moloid came to the Midnight Mission and asked for Moon Knight's help. The Moloids are being used as a labor force. But the Fists of Khonshu managed to deal with their captors. Zodiac makes a observation about Plesko and and Moon Knight, and some differences. That Mark Spector, weighed down by all the guilt of everything he's done. Plesko, there's none of that guilt. And it's explained that Zodiac explains to Plesko he doesn't believe in guilt. Because there's no point to it. Or rather, there's a point to guilt, but not one that he recognizes. Adding that guilt is the cudgel of societal conditioning, an insidious punishment that the world has trained us to inflict upon ourselves. Trained us to tolerate a secret policeman in our own skulls, one of our own making. And he says he killed the cop in his head, which he named Officer Guilt. And when he saw that Officer Guilt had his face, well, Zodiac got a new one, and a new name to go with it. But it turns out that but as Moon Knight and Hunter's Moon deal with those enslaving the Moloids, well, the leader of the man behind the plan pops up. None other than Commodore Donnie Planet, as seen on the cover. Longtime foe of Moon Knight's. While all this is going on, Moon Knight and Hunter's Moon have been discussing their resurrections. And with Moon Knight kind of saying, that's kind of what Khonshu does. But apparently Khonshu sent Hunter's Moon back with a message that the next time the Fist of Khonshu dies, well, he's not going to be able to bring him back, likely because of his imprisonment. But the Moloids are freed, and Plesko takes his leave. And Plesko informs Zodiac that Soldier isn't dead. While a pair of hitmen load up guns with pictures of Moon Knight's various associates. And that is where the issue ends. Okay. To be fair, well, apparently Commodore Donnie Planet is a longtime foe of Moon Knight's. I'm not going to say I've read every Moon Knight comic, especially, beyond it, going back beyond a certain point, but working on that. Sort of. I've actually never read a story, at least I don't recall reading any tales with him. I'd have to probably reread the first Moon Knight Omnibus. He'd probably pop up in there. And if not there, then the second one probably. Anyway, moving on to our next book, we've got Murderworld Spider-Man. This was a holdover from a few weeks ago. Continuing the Murderworld story arc. Arcade's gotten a bunch of people, 200 people to Murderworld, thinning out the herd, and until the last one standing gets $1 billion. But he's got robots designed based on various superheroes and supervillains, and is little by little killing them off. But our new main character, we go into her past. She used to do MMA, heard about Murderworld, and managed to get in. She notices, and she starts taking stock of her fellows. As they move into the next section, however, well, they're dealing with spider people. We've got Black Costume Spidey, Ghost Spider, Superior Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Peter Parker, Scarlet Spider, Anti-Venom. Or, well, it's probably more, no, that's Anti-Venom. It looks like a combination of Anti-Venom and Future Foundation Spidey. Iron Spider and Jessica Drew Spider-Woman. But, Our current heroine managed to find some weaknesses, and the Miles android is destroyed. Um, Black Widow is also watching the stream and trying to figure out where the stream itself is originating from. She also gets in touch with Kate Pride, but Kate explains that Krakoa has other priorities than dealing with Arcade at the moment. But we get our heroine's name, Eden. We probably got it earlier, and I messed up my mind. Um, but the competitors move on from a wooded forest or jungle habitat to a snowy mountain habitat, where there's apparently a safe house. And so they hole up. Eden pairs off with a guy named Alex. The two of them spend the night together. Though unbeknownst to them, they're being filmed. And the count is down to the number of people is down to 64. Though 3 of them are actually ruthless assassins that were hired as ringers. And so now, the big question is, who are the hired help? Just as lights out is signaled in the safe house. That is where the issue ends. Okay. I'm liking the Murderworld threat. I think the next one's supposed to be instead of it's basically going to be have the contestants going up against a bunch of robot Wolverines, a couple Lauras, Logan, Dakin, even a Gabby. The Stickett family. Moving on to our last book for the moment, we've got Wildcats number 3. Where we left off, Marlowe had just introduced to the world the Halo-backed 7 Soldiers of Victory. We begin with Fairchild and Grifter falling from a helicopter, which they're now shooting at. And then flashback to earlier, we find out just who is on the 7 Soldiers. We've got Threshold. Cray states that he's a merc and a psychopath. Majestic. Champion of truth, justice, all done the Halo way. With Fairchild saying that it's Jimmy and he's in her class. He's 12. Then we have Andrew Mache. As fearsome a warrior as one will ever meet. With Zana explaining she was Coda, but she abandoned them long ago. Maul, the gentle giant. With Cole asking if anyone knows him and being told that it's Dr. Stone. Got Mother 1, smart and sexy supercomputer. Agent Max, who handles governmental oversight. And finally, Pike. Voodoo says she doesn't know Agent Wax, not Max, Wax. He seems unremarkable. After Zana and Andrew Mache have some curse words for each other, they pass each other by. Zana calling Andrew Mache a traitor, and Andrew Mache calling her a zealot. Then Pike and Grifter have a bit of a fight, which has to be broken up by Maul and Zana. Later that night, because of the fight, Cole's put on put on leave. But with Zana, Fairchild, and Cray are given a mission, and they take it, rescuing a child. Apparently, Voodoo says that if the child dies, it's very bad. So, don't kill the kid. Grifter, meanwhile, has busted into the home of a rich guy, whom he assumes is affiliated with the Court of Owls. And, well, Grifter assumes right, as he's attacked by a Talon. Meanwhile, the Wildcats are on the run with the kid they've rescued. But Grifter fights off the Talon after dropping dude out the window. It's the 3rd floor. Should be fine. But Void teleports him away to help the rest of the Wildcats. And Fairchild gives him tosses him towards the helicopter. He shoots it up, manages to get in, and take the stick. Though no one knows how to fly it necessarily. More choppers show up, shooting at the one they're in. And Grifter has just learned that everything, the nanites in their blood are allow Maxine to see and hear everything they do. Everyone else already knew this. But the pursuing choppers manage to do some damage, and there's only one shoot. Cats jump out of the chopper, and they're able to be... Cray and Zana are teleported away, while Fairchild and Grifter, well, they can't be pinged yet. It's hard for... They're moving too quickly for Void to get a lock. And Fairchild explains that she's always hated when Grifter calls her Katie. And the issue ends with them, with Fairchild being teleported out, but, well, Grifter continuing to fall. So far, things are getting interesting. And that is going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.